All right, guys. So what I played previously was indeed a game two. So hey, Lorcana Twin won game one, and then Haymaker and Matthew Petal on Sapphire Steel won game two, and now this is game three, and this is live. Remember, this is live. I just joined at the beginning in spectate mode. I'm excited to see who's gonna win this. So Lorcana Twin starts off pretty good, inking a Maui, playing an Olaf. Matthew claps back with a turn one popsicle. So both of these guys got their ideal turn one starts. This is what you want to see on both sides when you're playing these decks. Okay, an ink of the Madam Mim. This is interesting. Oh, so he does not have the Mim Snake, which is normally what you want to drop. Quest with Olaf, drop a Mim Snake, bounce back the Olaf. You have the Olaf as a resource for ink next turn, right? Curve into either Maleficent or Madam Mim Fox so that you can rush, take out the opponent's character. So this is actually good for Matthew here, who has card advantage and also is dealing with a simpler board from the opponent. So what's the play going to be? Ink a Tinkerbell. Play a Prince Eric. Oh man, Prince Eric does work against Ruby Amethyst. Look at this. He will eat up those 1/3s for free. But again, it's not all easy, because if Lorcana Twin inked a Fox, he likely has another Fox in hand, because Fox is a very, very good resource. It represents so much. It represents an ink resource because you bounce back one of your 1-drops. It represents a rush for a trade of a 2-for-1 in the early game, which is what Maui is. It's why Maui is so good. So you don't just ink Fox willy-nilly. You likely have another one. Okay, he's going to value the aggro strategy here, it looks like. But this Prince Eric shuts down the quest from the 1-drops. So he's going to sacrifice the 1-drops. Wow. That's very interesting. Does Matthew have the Cruella to deal with the Minnie Mouse or the Smash? Like, this deck is so good into red-purple. So while Lorcana Twin went first, that you can see how important that turn 2 was, because not being able to drop that Mim Snake to bounce back the Olaf keeps him lower on card advantage, forcing him to ink other cards than these 1-drops. Yeah, there's the Smash as anticipated, either the Cruella or the Smash. And then look at this board state, right? Like, Matthew is ahead here. If Matthew gets a Fishbone Quill up and starts dumping his hand, the match should be over. Like, I mean, I shouldn't say that, but like, he should be in a very strong position. Haymaker should be in a very strong position if he has the Fishbone Quill. I mean, at this point, though, he's lost the advantage to potentially Fishbone Quill on turn 3, get out Beast Tragic Hero on turn 4, but it's fine. So a hard-casted Friends and then an ink from Lorcana Twin. The winner of this match wins the 1K, by the way. Like, I hope you guys know the significance of this match. Okay, he starts off with a Popsicle draw. He's going to ink, and he's going to have 3 ink to cast something. On the 3 curve, I don't know. Like, I mean, you don't really play small tinks in this build, to be honest. But you do play, like, I don't even know if he's on Benja, actually. Okay, he inks an Eric, which means, okay, he's valuing keeping cards in his hand. He lets 3 ink go on that turn. So that, to me, would telegraph that Matthew does not have a whole new world. Otherwise, he'd be aggressively dumping his hand faster. So that play from Matthew there, and again, I could be wrong. They're better players than me, but my interpretation of this play is like, just like Lorcana Twin on turn 2 had to drop the second 1-drop, which was a very weak play. Matthew also had a weak play in inking that Eric instead of opting to play the second Eric, because he values the cards in his hand more, and he just opts to not play anything else on turn 4 other than that Popsicle to draw him a card. The board state now from Lorcana Twin is extremely strong because of that Merlin Rabbit. That represents a ton of card draw unless Matthew can out it on the field, and even if he does out it, it's still going to net him a card. So this Merlin Rabbit at the cost of 4 ink is a 2-for-1, which is a deck thinner. And again, it's just from the Yu-Gi-Oh mindset, you know how important these kind of cards are, and what they actually represent in the metagame. Like, Merlin Rabbit is an absolutely insane card. Just for the fact that it thins your deck for 2, and it's a 2-for-1. It's so good. Okay, he inks a Cogsworth, and he hard casts. What? Wait. he hard casts Grab Your Sword on 5 ink. So again, Lorcana Twin went first. They've regained tempo for sure. You can see like the inflection in my voice of like when I think Matthew is getting ahead, and then when I think the critical play happens, that like switches the tempo back to the opponent. Like it's absolutely crazy. So he quests with the Olaf. Yeah, and these like little chips at the lore, like he's already on 5 lore, like it makes a difference. Yeah, as expected, the Mim comes down, the Mim Fox, because again, telegraphed from I bet you he had 2 Mim Foxes from the starting hand, because you don't ink a Mim Fox early on unless you really, really have to. So that kind of nullifies the Grab Your Swords effect. Matthew, the only reason why Matthew would play that, like I said, he has a Tinkerbell most likely, or he just has that many uninkables in his hand that he's just trying to dump his hand because he's going to Whole New World. And he has to try to fight his way back from a negative advantage. This is not good though. Down comes the Minnie Mouse. There goes the Cruella. Yeah, there's no point in dropping Tinkerbell here unless you want to try to set up for the Whole New World play on the next turn. Tinkerbell does a lot of work here though. But this is where not having the shift, because you don't play the 3-drop Tink in this build. Like not being able to shift Tink, deal 1, and then sing Grab Your Swords to deal 3 to everything in the same turn. You can see why it's so important, because you can't spread your damage across multiple turns because the Mim cards bounce them back. Now comes the Ursula. There is no card draw because no lore is drained. That's important to note. The Mini will happily trade into the Prince Eric. So Lorcana Twin showing his expertise there. Not baiting, but questing with the Olaf to force the Eric to challenge, knowing that it would be sitting exerted as a 1/3. And then the Minnie Mouse takes out the Eric for free. Okay, the Hades answers the Ursula. But it does ramp Lorcana Twin. And what I said in my last oh my god, another Ursula. He doesn't even care about the card draw. Like he just wants the big 3 questing body on board. And says to Matthew, use your Let It Goes, use your Hades to answer my threats. This actually isn't impossible for Matthew to come back from. The Hades here represents a significant stat line in 3/6 because Mim Fox will die to it and it won't take it out. The second Hades comes down from Matthew. I had a feeling he was on a couple of uninkables given how he was playing out his turns. Like he was inking stuff and not playing things, which again, it's kind of telegraphed of I have either uninkables in hand or certain very good cards that I just need to keep for the right moment. But using up these, like on Lorcana Twins side, as a Ruby Amethyst player myself, this is what I would be thinking. I would be thinking, this is great for me because he's ramped me at a state in the game where I could utilize that ramp to good effect. And again, we know Lorcana Twin is not on Maleficent Dragon, so that 9 ink stat line right there, and I don't know if stat line is the right word, but like that 9 ink number doesn't matter as much. Man, the second rabbit comes down though. Oh no, sorry, that's the same rabbit because he bounced it, right? Sorry, but as the Ruby Amethyst player, I'm thinking to myself, that's 2 Hades out of the equation now. I'm feeling good because that limits your endgame threats here. Okay, he's on 8 lore now. And again, the Ruby Amethyst player knows that there's no way for Blue Steel to claw back the lore. So he's just trying to put as much pressure on board as possible. And this is why Ruby Amethyst is so good, is because you can win the game in multiple different ways. Obviously, there's the snake to bounce back rabbit or fox. It's got to be one, either rabbit or fox. Probably rabbit. He's thinking hard on this one. Maleficent? Wow. Why Maleficent? Just a cheaper drop for the draw? Again, I don't know his hand, so there might be a reason why. I would think the rabbit there is stronger, unless he is fearing. So another reason for that is because he fears the Whole New World, and he doesn't want to keep drawing cards off rabbit too, because he has 2 Hades on board, and Matthew could sing a Whole New World and still regain tempo. But it's such a dangerous position now because you're in Be Prepared range as well, and a Be Prepared would just annihilate your board. He inks the Fishbone Quill and smashes the rabbit to get it out of rotation. But again, it feels so bad. They draw a card off of it. It's negative card advantage for you, basically. And there's the whole new world. So again, that's... Look how smart these guys are. He bounces back. He bounces... Okay. Okay. Mickey Ramp. And Cruella de Vil. So again, what I talked about earlier, Hades represents a big threat because it takes out the Madam M Fox, and it survives. Wow, he's going to heal the Hades so that it can live the challenge from the Mim Snake. Smart, okay. Forcing Lorcana Twin to throw both Snake and Minnie Mouse, but he likely has a Be Prepared. How can he not have a Be Prepared? He lost 2 Be Prepareds on that discard. Sorry for the increase in the volume there. That's insane. Matthew reveals he did indeed have a bunch of Uninkables, 2 Hades and 2 Whole New Worlds. The Maui comes down and represents instant value on that 2-for-1 trade on the Hades, even though Hades... Well, Hades didn't even 2-for-1, right? It just 1-for-1. Because it outed a card and then it got outed without taking out something else. Whereas Maui here will 2-for-1. Man, Ruby Amethyst is so good. Oh my god. It is tier 0 for sure. What can Matthew have here? So he doesn't have a Be Prepared. He is going to sacrifice both his cards. Man, I don't know. The top end for Lorcana Twin, I think, like I was saying earlier, I think is better. Because he still has the Elsas in his deck. He's gone through 2 Ursulas, which were both sent to the Inkwell with Hades. Lorcana Twin has more cards in hand. The Cruella can trade into the Maui. But I just, okay. Wait, what? Oh, okay, sorry. Lorcana Twin is still thinking. Matthew is going to have 9 ink next turn. So Matthew doesn't have any Hirams in the discard yet. And I don't think he inked any. Okay, wow. Take out the Cruella, yep. So Matthew could get back into this game very quickly by dropping Hirams. Getting rid of 2 Be Prepareds on the discard of the Whole New World is very significant. You've dealt with 3 Mim Foxes as well, because 1 was inked and 2 have been used. It's very important to keep track of your opponent's resources here. So Matthew, if he has a Hiram, it definitely comes down here, right? It definitely comes down here. Pops the Popsicle, draw 2. You need to keep your hand very, very healthy. You've gone through 2 Whole New Worlds. Your opponent has gone through 2. Like, look how important these cards are, these tempo cards. Be Prepared and Whole New Worlds. That's what each player fears. And just like I anticipated, there's the Hiram. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So I don't know if I can show you real quick. So this is happening at 6:45 Sunday, January 7th, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. This is live. Down comes the Cogsworth as well. So Lorcana Twin, I would not quest with the Mickey here because I have to be wary of the Lady Tremaine. I do not want to Lady Tremaine away my Hiram or my Cogsworth. Again, Matthew should have the knowledge, because the deck lists are public, that the opponent is not on Maleficent Dragon, which means that his Hiram will be safe if he does not quest with the Mickey, because the opponent cannot play 2 Lady Tremaines, and even if they had him, and I think Lorcana Twin is on 3 Lady Tremaines. So this is what Matthew is probably thinking. So the reason why this is significant, guys, again, so if he quests with this Mickey, the Mim Snake will trade into the Mickey, and then he'll drop Lady Tremaine to force the out on one of these 2 cards. And in my opinion, both of these 2 cards here are more valuable right now. So I would keep this up and readied and just pass. And so I wonder if he'd be willing to have a conversation with me about his mindset on these matches and his run in the tournament at some point. And maybe I can post that on the channel or something. That'd be kind of cool. Wow, so he does opt to quest with the Mickey Mouse. If Lorcana Twin has a Lady Tremaine, unless he has a 1-drop. No, this deck doesn't play 1-drops. This deck doesn't play one-drop characters. If he has a Lady Tremaine, Matthew's going to be in trouble. If he does have a Lady Tremaine, I think he outs the Cogsworth here, and he keeps the Hiram. Assuming he has items in his hand still. Because he's gone through 2 Popsicles. And I think he's inked a Fishbone Quill. So it wouldn't be ideal because this deck only plays 4 Popsicle and 4 Fishbone Quill. I can't remember. Oh wow, he be prepared? That's insane. He did not have the Lady Tremaine. That's the 3rd be prepared. So just like how Lorcana Twin at the beginning was like, that's good to see you play 2 Hades because that's 2 less Hades I have to worry about in the end game. And it, you have to hard cast it. That throws off your tempo. There's the rabbit. Okay. So just going back, why Lorcana Twin bounced the Maleficent the first time when I was saying he should have bounced the Fox or the Rabbit. So Twin was probably reading the fact that he was going to get Whole New Worlded and therefore valued those cards on the field to recycle later maybe and not draw the extra card. Whereas Matthew forced him to draw the extra card once he dealt with the Rabbit. Okay, down comes the Bell, which is questing for 4. Down comes the Beast Trash. Okay, this is it. Matthew was saving these big guns for after a Be Prepared, and it's coming out now. He's inked a Teeth and Ambitions, at least 1, if not 2. He's played a Teeth and Ambitions. So this Beast hopefully is going to be safe. By the way, if you hear small like grunting or anything in the background, I'm holding my newborn daughter. There is the Lady Tremaine, a big brain play from Lorcana Twin there. I think it was this card that he played. So he was indeed holding a Tremaine, and he opted to Be Prepared. Wow. He did not want to keep the Be Prepared. There goes the Fidget. That was one of the 2 cards he drew. Down comes Maui. Just for board presence. Draw 2. Man, Matthew might have a chance back in this game. That's crazy. Yeah, axing the Bell there I think is probably the better play. But again, I don't know what's in his hand. But you likely value the card draw. You need to out-advantage your opponent at this stage. The issue is he needs to stop his opponent from getting too far ahead in the quest. Because as soon as Lorcana Twin establishes... Well, I guess it's not too much of a big deal if he establishes a spellbook. Because I think... I don't know if Matthew was on it, but I know that Sapphire Steel should be playing at least 2 Benja and or Judy Hops. Some lists even play up to 4 of the combination of 2, like 2 Benja and 2 Judy Hops. So the item shouldn't be a problem, the spellbook. Because hopefully Matthew has an answer to it. The goat is a problem. This rabbit represents significant card draw. Matthew does not play Rush, so if he wants to deal with this rabbit right now, he has to crash his beast into it or smash it. He's going to ink a Flavorsham. He drops a Hades. Is he going to Hades the Tremaine or the rabbit? The Tremaine? Okay. Okay, Matthew is just going for, I'm going to try to push through. That's interesting. That's the 3rd Hades from Matthew as well. So these guys are going through their threats. There's the Ursula for the lore drain and the card draw now at this point. I think Twin is on 3 Ursula and 2 Elsa. Okay, the goat doesn't represent anything significant yet. Okay, the snake bounced back. Goat, wow. I would probably go for Merlin there, but again, these guys know more than me, so. He's putting Matthew on, you've gone through 3 Hades. How are you dealing with this Ursula? Matthew should still have Let It Go. I don't know if he plays 2 or 3. But now would be a good time to let it go, this final Ursula that he's encountered. There is the Nothing to Hide. Reveals another Merlin and a goat in hand. That is such good tech from Matthew, eh? Wow. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that. That trap does shoot knowledge. So Matthew, if you quest with the Bell, it's definitely getting outed next turn. So Bell represents a 1x 5 lore. Tinkerbell comes down. That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. Unless he has a Let It Go still. He could still have a Let It Go. A Grab Your Sword hard cast in order to deal with the rabbit and the snake. and force the Maui to get destroyed when it challenges the Bell. Maui definitely goes into Bell here, right? He knows Goat and Rabbit. Matthew, did you draw into the grab your swords? Because why wouldn't you grab your swords and Tinkerbell first and then do the nothing to hide? Unless you wanted to see what he was dealing with before he went for that play. Because seeing the third card he would draw off Rabbit would be nice. But yeah, he knew he had another Rabbit in hand. Oh man, and he knows he has Goat in hand. The Ursula goes to 16. Goat will put him at 17. And now at this point, it's just a couple of Goat cycles and Lorcana Twin wins the game. Matthew won't be able to clap back fast enough. He has 6 lore on board. Does he have a bounce? Nobody has the spell book. Oh no. It does enough. It's over. And the wow. So now Matthew needs to have a Benja or Judy Hopps. He needs to be able to out the entire board. Yeah, because the opponent's going to go to 19 once the Goat's off the field, right? So if the opponent has any way to recycle that Goat, it's over. And Matthew needs a way to out the spellbook. He might just concede right here, guys. This is crazy. Tinkerbell. Another grab your swords. Okay, Tinkerbell into Ursula. That's one out. Take out the Goat. You don't have the Judy Hopps or the Benja for the spellbook. Gain a lore, go to 19. Does he have it? No, he doesn't. Oh no. Good showing, Matthew. There's your winner, guys. Lorcana Twin, quest or spellbook for the win. Give him the well played. He probably does. I probably just can't see it in the replay here. That's it though, guys. That is the tournament. There you go. Matthew Peddle takes second place with Sapphire Steel. And with Ruby Amethyst Bounce, Lorcana Twin takes the W with some interesting tech. If you are interested in seeing me cover these deck lists, make sure you are subscribed and check the channel for more information. We're going to wrap it up there, guys. Thank you again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Quantum is out.